Okay, that's about damn time. Jeez, that was painful. Jeez, that was ridiculous.
A child sex offender.
Oh, and it's gonna cut out now because I have really low internet right now.
Dressed up like a girl, read to those kids. That was probably not the best thing we could do, and we're sorry. That was great. They nailed it.
Soy Boy Chloe is 110% organic, non-GMO,
Your misogynistic oppression.
identitarian.
Okay, guys. Okay, finally. That was freaking annoying. Now I gotta do a couple other things, so just watch this for a minute. We'll get this going in a second. What a painful shit show that was. Jesus. Okay. Okay, who we got in here? Rat, you there?
Yeah, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Yeah, mate.
Can you hear me that I said I can hear you? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Okay. Okay, hang on a second here. Let me get this. I don't know what YouTube was doing right there. They were just effing around. Everybody out there, we are going to get this party kicked off here in just a second. So please hang out with me. Sorry about the delay, but hey, if we weren't having problems, then it wouldn't be one of our streams technically. Of course, I want to get all those cleared off. Okay, so what was I just trying to do? Oh, I know. Go to studio mode because I got to get you set up in the discussion window.
I'm not gonna respond to that. I already used too many words. I was told by my handler, don't talk on this because I will shove my foot in my mouth. Just don't do that. Just move on. Just move on. It's dumb. How could you even think that just because I was in charge of policy with Ukraine as vice president, and just because I actually told the government that if they didn't fire the prosecutor that was looking into the company that my son was involved in, and he was getting paid $50,000 a year, and he didn't know jack diddly dick about this job. How could you think for a minute that was inappropriate or that I did anything wrong? Even though I sat and I bragged about the fact I got this guy fired, and I told him I wasn't going to give him money unless they did what I said.
I've been having so many problems with this since I updated with my OBS. All glitchy and pisses me off.
People say they struggle with figuring out what a line is and how to
Discussion,
but we also want to promote free speech and discussion. It's very simple.
Luckily, I have cool people that just like hanging out and chatting with themselves, not playing with yourselves. I mean, I guess you could do that if you wanted to. There is no judgment here, but we'll just stay on that one. And then for the segment view, I just have to make some quick adjustments, which normally I have time to do, but since it wasn't going live, it's YouTube's fault. It screwed me. Screwed me over, man.
That doesn't sound like a very democratic.
So thanks everybody who was over here and watched the premiere. I like the idea of doing premieres a little bit because then I can hey, sorry about that. Obviously I can't do two things at once. Where's that at? There we go.
side note,
Article
the
window
Democrats
should
months ago
go.
were saying there was no crisis at the border. Now read the headline. There's a crisis at the border. Anyway, evil pizza friend.
Rational, thank you for being able to join me tonight, man. I'm really glad that you were here.
No wuckers, mate.
You know, just totally cover
No
up
workas?
No wuckers.
No wakas.
You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
drop the end.
If you say so.
Early Sunday, the shooter opened
If you
fire-
say
Good
so.
old Aussie slang,
fire
mate.
in Dayton, Ohio, killing 9 people in the city's
Okay, I think we're set.
popular downtown. Who freaking
Woo, how many
contributed
people we got?
tweets?
12 people. Okay, guys, we're going to be going live here in 1 second, but one little gift for all of you people out there listening. Let me pull down that desktop audio, that intro montage audio a little bit. For everybody who is out there who has spent the time and, to put up with me, we got 13 people watching. You 13 are going to be able to see what's coming up next. This is my latest parody calling Wuhan Staying Alive and Kung Flu Fighting. Coming at you right now, and after this we're going to go live, so stick around and enjoy the kind of premiere of sorts of my new parody.
Well, you can tell by the way that I wear my mask, I'm a Wuhan man, no time for cops. You and me might disagree on the coronavirus legality, but you be safe when you sneeze. Point that sneeze into your sleeve. Let's not shake hands, your elbow bump. We'll do it just like Donald Trump. COVID-19 coronavirus, don't get me, I'm staying alive, staying alive. COVID-19
I kinda rushed it. I just
coronavirus,
wanted
don't
to
get me,
get
I'm
it out,
staying alive,
but it's
staying
not
alive.
perfect.
Ooh, 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 on staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 on staying alive. Come on now, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Is that you, Rona? Everybody was kung flu fighting. Cause that virus is fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. We're fine with perfect timing. Was it from a funky wet market? From a funky Chinatown? Where they were chopping up civets, bats and dogs getting chopped down? Or from a secret Chinese lab? Nasty viruses on slabs. From an accidental slip. Now the world's on a sinking ship. Everybody was kung flu fighting. Cause that virus is fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. But we're fine with perfect timing. Everybody was kung flu fighting.
Check out my notes. Check out my notes.
Lightning.
I found a meme.
In fact, it is a little bit frightening.
You need to smile more.
Fine with
Rational.
perfect timing.
Rational, smile.
Oh,
I don't think you can hear me. I hope you guys like it. Look at that mug. Oh, that was good. And then it fades out with a little bit of Douglas Carter, whatever his name was. He's doing a little kung fu fighting for you guys, but fades right out. Okay, guys, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. Welcome to SJG Perspective, and thank you everybody that watched my premiere and was partaking in the chat. I have a good friend on that I don't know if he can hear me because every time I'm talking to him, you're not responding. But Rational, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you, but I felt like you couldn't because you look grumpy, man. You look like you were grumpy a little bit. Are you grumpy?
Grumpy?
No,
No,
are you going postal because you've been locked up for as long as you have, or?
no, mate. No. I'm good. It is early in the
Okay.
morning here though, and
Oh.
I did have a little bit of a tipple last night. You might say I smashed down quite a bit of bourbon, so
Oh. So you're having a bit of a hangover today.
I
I
don't get
see.
hangovers, mate. But I'm a little bit tired. I haven't had much sleep. Sorry,
Okay.
Cindy.
Yeah, sorry, Cindy doesn't come around anymore. She got kind of got booted. But okay, so is the volume okay out there? I turn this up. I hate it when I listen to it back though, and it sounds like it's distorting. So can I get a 5x5 out there with some people, and making sure it's I'm loud enough for you? Because I can turn off this back one up, which picks up more volume, but then I get all that computer sound in there, the fuzziness of it. So can I get a 5x5? And I don't know what the hell was happening with my YouTube. They are just screwing with stuff. Like when I went to go live, it wasn't connecting. It's 4x5. Kenneth said 4x5. 4x5. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1. Maybe I can bring this out a little bit. Check 1 2. Don't clip. Don't clip. Don't clip, but be loud. Be loud, but don't clip. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Okay, there we go. 5x5 sound video is good. Okay, good. Alrighty. So tell me, dude, how is it in Australia right now?
It's boring, mate. Really, really seriously boring.
Really?
I can't, I don't know whether I've said, but I can't leave home. If I leave home, I can't come back until this thing is over because I have someone living here with me who, if they get this thing, they die.
Wow.
And so I'm on total lockdown. I can't leave the house.
You can't leave the
And
house. You can't even go out on the street.
no, can't take the risk. If I get this thing and I bring it home, then somebody here dies. It's almost a guarantee. So I'm basically on a permanent lockdown at the moment. So, and the thing that sucks is because I've got people here, I can't even record my parodies or anything like that because I don't get the quiet to do it. So, yeah, that's fun. Hence having a few bourbons last night, and I'll probably have another couple tonight. I think.
Wow, man.
Nah, it's all
I have my rum sitting right here. I have not drank at all, only because I just kind of want to. Well, I was sick for a while, and I didn't want I wanted to get over it, so I didn't want to hammer my immune system at all. But I just haven't felt the need. But I don't know, maybe I do need to hit it a little bit now. But because
yeah, well, I mean, it's not something that I do a lot. I very rarely drink these days, but I just last night I said, bugger it, I'll just have a few drinks.
yeah,
But no, look, it is what it is. You just go looking around. I'm just finding different YouTubers. I'm doing a little bit of looking around at what different people say, different theories on the Wu flu, and just
So
kind of
on
go.
that, what's your latest theory on the Wu flu?
Still the same. I still don't think that this is a deliberately released biological weapon from the Chinese, but I do believe it is a biological weapon. I do believe that the WHO was, basically lying for them, sort of running deflection for them. And there's no doubt that Winnie the Pooh stain was also lying. And I do think now that they need to be absolutely held accountable. It does concern me that we seem to be approaching more and more this fascist state that the likes of AOC and everybody has been, begging for. I'm not really
Right.
sure they're going to like it when it comes.
Yeah.
But all of this stuff that's being done is as a direct consequence of China. And it's either a case of China's despicable food handling, which I probably is the least likely scenario, or it was some nefarious activity by the Chinese, which would be the second most likely, or it is just an accidental release of a biological weapon. And that's where I still sit with this
Yeah.
thing. So my theory on that hasn't changed.
Yeah. So you kind of, yeah, I think that's where I'm at on it too. But I tell you what, today got me a little refreshed, I will say. I was listening to a buddy who sent me Hal Turner. Now, I don't know if Dustin said he was going to come on, but I kind of sent the notice out late. So, and then Drone Tech says he's going to join us later. But Dustin is not having any part of this when it comes to, like, after last week. Remember when we did our live stream with Dustin? He was like, he believes this was kind of completely and totally a BS kind of deal. But I listened to, he doesn't like Hal Turner. I guess Hal Turner used to be, was an FBI informant back in the day, and he's a conspiracy theorist and all this, right? And Hal Turner came, but when I have a friend that follows him a lot, I don't know enough to say one way or another how trustworthy this guy is. But he sent out this thing yesterday. Let me see if I can find it real quick. My buddy sent it to me. He sent out. Hang on a second here. Let me find it, John. There it is.
Oh, is that link you gave?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh. It's in here. Good save. Did you watch that or did you read that?
A little bit of it, yeah. I kind of went looking to find information on him just to verify the source. And
so he. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just going to say I couldn't sort of find anything that made me, sort of convince me one way or the other to give him credibility or not. And and that is a bit of a problem. Like, how do you find trustworthy sources these days?
Yeah.
I just you have a bit of a look at what they say, and you just look for things that are in there that kind of ring a bit true.
Yeah.
But yeah, go. So put the article up.
Yeah. So he basically says in this article, so he is a guy who has all these supposed intel and all these supposedly locked in sources and whatnot. And he basically says, is that background music too loud, guys? Okay, hang on. Let me get this straight here at the restream, so I don't piss any of my mods off. They were already yelling at me. Okay, so this is the deal with the restream bot, everybody. I will look into getting rid of that if it's pissing people off. But the reason we have the restream bot, and for my YouTube people, can you fill out some of the bass in your? Can you filter it? Yeah, I can actually. I got too much bass in there. Was I booming? Yeah, sorry guys. I turned it up because I felt I was too tinny, but yeah, I'll turn it back down. There you go. Check 1, 2, like that. Okay, so sorry about that. Anyway, the restream bot is there, so people on DLive can communicate with people on YouTube, and YouTube will take your stream, what you type in your YouTube chat gets kicked over to DLive. So and then also Periscope and Twitch and all that. But that's just so everybody can be on the same page, sort of. I didn't know it's screwing up any of my mods' powers or whatnot. I love all my mods, would never want my mods to go anywhere. But that's what that's all about. So you guys can understand and don't get mad at me, because I got some hate mail on that one saying I didn't trust my mods, basically. And I was like, it has nothing to do with that. Anyways, back to this guy here.
Can you take away the restream bots because it's a mod? Can you make that not be a mod? Because that might fix the problem. So then it would allow everybody to communicate, but it wouldn't be able to do auto quarantining of keywords that YouTube or whatever have decided are not appropriate.
Is that what it does?
Well, it seems to be doing that, yeah, from what other guys have been saying. I mean, I don't know, because I've been on the streams, so I'm not really acting as a moderator at the moment because I can't. So I don't know, but that's what people have been saying.
Are you okay? Well, maybe while I'm talking, you should pull it up and see if you can mod for me for real quick. Seeing if you can pull a mod and see if that, you know what I mean? See if that.
Oh yeah, well, it'll let you mod, but I think the problem is that it's eliminating words and eliminating comments from people, including the mods. And normally what would happen if somebody puts up a dodgy comment, the moderators are the ones who get the option of allowing it to stand or removing it. And I think that the restream bot is just automatically removing comments that it doesn't like. I think that's the issue.
Okay. Well, I'll try to figure it out. The mods just have to go to every respective platform. Okay, so I will work on that on this next time, guys, for everyone. But so here's what this Hal Turner said. He is this guy that's supposed to be cutting edge, and he is pretty cutting edge on some of his stuff. He actually called this whole coronavirus before anybody was talking about it in the media and whatnot. And he's supposed to have intel on from deep state. Well, I don't know deep state, but intelligence intel, right? From FBI, CIA, people like that, because he was in the intelligence. Anyways, he said this. He put this up last night and said, prepare immediately. I was just told. And he says, I've received communication today from a very serious source who told me, source 1, it begins tonight. And then the guy hung up. Then source 2 said, you have no fucking clue how big this is. Humanity will be changed forever. Click. And then hung up. No other words were uttered, no context, no details, no hints, no explanation. I've reached out to literally every intel source I know. Absolutely none of them is reachable. No contact with any has been possible. This has never happened before. I am in the dark as much as you all. So 2 minutes ago, the day isn't over. Plus, all kinds of things happen without our knowledge. You people are keep throwing shade at Hal. Forget that he is the reason a lot of us were prepared when everyone else was panic buying. So essentially, nothing has happened yet, right? But this kind of got me a little like freaked out last night, like thinking, wow, is this all about ready to go down? Are we like, is this? And then it got me thinking, man, maybe the Q stuff's right. Maybe the Q stuff, maybe I'm wearing my underwear on my head because I said it and I'll do it. If this Q stuff turns out to be true, I am wearing my underwear on my head. And I'll put the the crotch area this way so it'll be like I'll even wear them inside out so you guys can see if I have any streaks in there, which I probably do in some of them. But because I'm a guy, if you don't have streaks in your underwear and you're a guy, you probably wipe front to back. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know, man. What Q stuff? Milo Papiolo. This says, yeah, exactly, Milo. I probably got some people in here that are Q believers that could maybe fill Milo in, but basically, essentially, Q stuff has been going on since Donald Trump got elected. Q is the highest, I think, one of the highest levels of Mike. If Mike the Patriot watches this, he'll kill me because I'm going to probably butcher this. But Q is one of the highest levels of clearance, right? And so this whole thing is that Donald Trump is connected with Q, and there's actors within our deep intelligence agencies that are going to expel the deep state, the cabal. They're going to expel all these people, the child traffickers, the Bill Clintons and Hillary Clintons, and James Comey's, and that one general, whatever his name is, that is always throwing shade at the president. All of these people, he's going to out them all. There's secret indictments. They're going to arrest them all. And they've been talking about a 10-day of darkness window where everything is going to go dark for 10 days. And in those 10 days, all the bad guys are going to get arrested. And when the lights and the power come back on, the world will be a happy place. That's essentially what everything's been building to. There's been cryptic posts from Q, so on and so forth, all the way these last 3-4 years. And a lot of them do seem like, strangely enough, like very coincidentally true at times. But anyways, it's so they're thinking all of this stuff is happening right now because it's part of the deep state trying to take down America, take down Donald Trump, and Q is fighting against it. And what the globalists and the cabal wanted to completely imprison humanity, Q is actually going to free humanity because they're going to arrest all these bad guys, and it's going to be a free world on the other side. If I totally hammered that explanation, please, somebody feel free to
No, I think you got that pretty right. The only thing that I would add into there is that there seems to be in the Q thing, from the little bit that I understand of it, there's a real focus on the sort of global kiddie fiddling type rings, and they're drawing links between the people who do that type of stuff and the globalist cabal, which is why the Pizzagate thing, John Podesta, things like that sort of get talked about. I think within that broader sort of Q conspiracy, I'm still on the fence with it. I'd like it to be true, but I don't think that it is. I don't believe in happy endings, mate. I'm an Aussie. We're pretty bloody cynical,
Yeah, I know.
So,
and I'm right there with you. I want it to be true. I just don't. I don't have. I mean, I'm not saying it absolutely couldn't be.
No.
But because I do believe in conspiracies. Obviously, I believe in a lot of stuff that is beyond our knowledge, right? That's happening. So it could be, but that's not where I'm. It's almost a religion though with some people. So they like full on believe it. So I don't know where I rest on that yet.
I'd almost be inclined to believe that the chances that Q is actually to be taken on face value, and the chances that Q is actually a little bit of a psyop to keep people looking at something and keep the people having hope, because like if you give people hope, you can screw them a lot harder, right? If people get a sense that they've got no hope, they are going to fight, right? Because they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So if you give people hope, you give people something to look at. So it's just as conceivable that Q is actually a part of this globalist cabal, and that Trump is still friends with the Clintons. This has all just been a big psyop, and we're all about to get screwed, right? That could be happening. So
yeah,
I look at this Q stuff and I think, well, if I was part of a globalist cabal and I was setting up to take control of the world, what is one thing that I would want to be doing? Well, one of the things I'd want to be doing is I'd want to be giving people hope. I'd want to be giving people the the light at the end of the tunnel. Donald Trump is a guy who is going to save us from the deep state while the deep state is actually taking control. There are things that I think counter against that, though. The fact that we have seen a lot of the people who we would consider to be, the faces of the deep state have been exposed. Like the mainstream media have been made to look like a bunch of bungling idiots, right? Comey and Clapper and Obama and Kerry and all of those people have all been shown to be the despicable, scum-sucking, criminal people that they are.
Yeah.
So you look at that stuff and you say, well, that does work against the idea that Q is working with the globalist cabal or that Trump is working with the globalist cabal. But the reality is, the Q stuff, it's a bit like reading your horoscope. If you go looking for things in there and you want to link that into what's going on, you can. But that doesn't mean that it's valid, because the Q stuff, it's all done. It's very much about using symbolism and metaphor and subtle illusion and stuff like that. And then people weave the narrative. And that, if you're a propagandist, that kind of thing actually, it sort of helps people to be able to believe in what you're doing more strongly, because they're the ones who are drawing the links. They're the ones who are cementing it as being real in their own head, rather than you telling them it and then them having to accept it, right? So the people are actually active in the process. So, I just look at it and think, might be true. I hope it's true, but I seriously doubt it.
And that's where I'm at now. And it looks like Texas, the heart of Texas, he's a believer in it. And I don't want to shit on anybody who believes on it, man. Like I said,
no, of course not.
We're both here to be like, we want it to be true. By everything within us wants this to, be true. I have my questions. I have my doubts. So, I mean, that's kind of where I think I'm at on it. But maybe I'll open.
It's just prudence, isn't it? Like, you don't blindly put your faith in any person. Well, you shouldn't anyway. I absolutely wouldn't. So, I never blindly put my faith in Donald Trump to drain the swamp. Because why would you? So, look, I mean, I support Donald Trump, and I think that that in terms of exposing the globalist cabal, I think he's done a fantastic job. He has led to a little bit of a balkanization, which has its negatives, but he has led to a little bit of a fracturing of the globalist mentality that was operating right throughout Europe and that was taking down the West. And now that we have this coronavirus, that's another thing that's helping. Like, suddenly all of these nations are discovering the utility of borders. Right? So, I mean, we can see.
That is what it looks like on the outside, but when we come out on the other side, it's not going to be about borders. It's going to be about global reaction. There's been so many talk about pushing this shows why we need more of a global connection. We need more of a global uniting of everybody. I mean, right now it's pushing, we're locking down our borders from your front door border to your country border and everything in between, county, states, everything. But my fear on the back side of this, that isn't going to be the narrative. The narrative is going to be, much different than that on the back side of this. So.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the people who want the global one world government, and the people that are quite hostile to the concept of Western freedom, they are going to try to use this to spin the narrative so that they can show that globalism is the answer to the globalist problem that they have caused through globalism. Right? There's absolutely no doubt they're going to do that. But I think that there are a lot of people who are waking up to the fact that globalism does have some extreme negatives, and one of those extreme negatives is the rising body count. It's solely contributable to the fact that we live in a global world now. Now, I'm not saying that we eliminate the global world and we go back to what we were 200 years ago. But what I am saying, though, is that countries need to be more self-sufficient. And people in Italy, where they're struggling to get food now, they would have to be thinking to themselves, maybe it hasn't been such a good idea to rely on other countries like China for a lot of our produce and for a lot of our manufacturing. People in the United States would have to be doing that. People here in Australia are doing that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, sure, the globalists are going to try to push this stuff, but at the end of the day, we are still democracies. We don't have to vote for people who are trying to bring in the sort of globalist cabal that we don't want.
Yeah. Hey, can you hear this?
Are you saying that I'm speaking crap?
You could hear it. Okay, good. Good.
Can you hear this?
No, that's funny. I just wanted to... All right. My new soundboard. Okay, good. Well, you know what I think is a really good segue right now, because we're talking about all the serious stuff, and then we're going to get in and talk about some more of the serious stuff. But I do definitely think that it's time for a little... For sure, man. And then let's open the phones a little later. I'll open the phones and give some people a chance to call in I'll put that up in the chat and here in a little while, and you guys can give a call in. So, Rational, since you're laughing, why don't you take that first one, my friend?
You can have them back when you stop lying.
She is absolutely. They're already talking about going into impeachment 2.0 with this, which we all knew was going to happen. But she's talking about impeachment 2.0, that they're going to put a committee together to check Donald Trump's response on this. It is. It's mind-numbing, man. It's mind-numbing.
It is insane. Like in January the 24th, she was walking around in Chinatown. It was San Francisco, telling people it's perfectly safe and come into Chinatown and eat. Like that. So she was wanting people to do similar to what the Italians were doing. How well did that work out for them?
Yeah.
This woman's a moron. Like, the media, well, there is no media in the US. There's no point complaining about it. We all know that. But if there was a media, this woman would now be in an insane asylum.
Yeah.
She's an absolute fruitcake.
She is an absolute see you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday, phonetically speaking. That is what Nancy Pelosi is. And I say that so I don't offend any of the ladies in the chat. So I just say she's a see you next Tuesday. You spell it all out and you can figure it out for yourself. This one, okay, I will not say it is the Chinese virus.
China. It came from China.
The China virus. I love when he does that. Oh, man. And here's the thing. I have not liked everything Donald Trump has been rolling out, but it's also, I balance it with, he's not been dealt the best hand of the best cards here. You know what I mean? In the sense of what he's had to deal with. And I think he's doing the best he can right now. At the end of this, we'll see how this all goes. But I don't know, man. There's been so much from the trillions of dollars we're pumping into the economy to flexing our muscles still, with these other, countries. And I don't know. There's things I'm not super happy with, but I'm still, I still support him. And, we'll see. We'll see as this all clears up, how it clears up for sure. All right, you go ahead and take this one. We've done this one before, but this was put in the chat by Tyler. So I think it was Tyler. Isn't Tyler Fight on our Discord? Anyways, I think it was Tyler's. But anyways, go ahead.
How to kill the coronavirus. Hey, Hillary, I hear the coronavirus is going to testify against you.
Wouldn't it be something, though, if the Q stuff's right and she and her husband get arrested? That would make my day.
It would be nice.
Good, man. So good. Anyway. Well, we'll just suspend the civil liberties for a couple weeks. And they're gone.
There you go.
And that is seriously what I'm scared about right now. Like when you guys probably were in here watching the premiere, that is mind-blowing to me what we're talking about when we're talking about the biometric drones and stuff. And somebody said that what drones can you don't have the technology. That's fake news. No, that's definitely not fake news. They definitely have the technology to do that. And I don't think they'll be zipping around homes. They're going to be in metropolitan areas or where you're out, in the most congregated areas. But I could totally see them rolling this out. And then, right with it, like I said in my video, you have your phones, you have your Bluetooth, your biometric bracelet. And then we have what old Bill Gates wants to roll out, with the, global ID. I mean, it's the dystopianness. I mean, this... Orwell would have been shocked at where we're taking it.
Well, I think he would have been shocked at the fact that even though he warned us of it, we're still going down that rabbit hole anyway.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said, Freebird said, last woman on earth, Hillary or Nancy? Oh! Celibacy. That's how that one works out. Celibacy.
Yeah, an ant nest would be better.
Oh man, yeah, seriously.
A bull ant nest.
Oh dude, yeah, I would cover my schlong in honey and lay down by some fire ants before I did that. That is a terrible idea. Oh, that's kind of funny. These celebrities. Gotta love them. Oh, man. All right, so you can take this one.
If you still haven't taken your red pill, get ready, because now it's a suppository.
Oh, man.
Are we laughing at our own destruction?
We are. We're
Have
laughing.
we taken the clown pill, brother?
We're laughing because it's true, man. We're laughing because it's
Yeah.
true. Nancy's got a nicer rack. I do think she probably does have a nicer. I must choose. Okay. We have to choose. Well, since I don't want to turn this into some porno thing, though, man, because I could go weird with this. With that first meme we watched out, I go, well, there's benefits to dentures. They're not a main. But
yeah, I'd have to go for Nancy because that girl's insane and she'll forget that it happened the day later. So I won't have to be reminded of it.
Yeah, you put a little liquor in her, and then she will. Yeah, with her dementia, right? You can.
Whereas Hillary might like it and come back for more.
Oh man,
and that's
God.
that just can't be done.
Screw you, Freebird. Screw you, Freebird, for putting us through.
You're an evil man.
Scarecrow. Nancy can give a gum job.
Oh no.
Oh, this is true though. It's sad but true. Okay, so you're telling me if I violate the stay-at-home order, I can get arrested. But you're letting people out of jail so they don't get the coronavirus. You know, I never thought of that till I saw this meme. It's like, oh, that's so true, man. We all need to stay home so we don't spread it. But let's let the criminals out. That makes sense. We'll let them out to roam the streets.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, because you want people to be confined in an area, so you have people that are confined in an area, so you let them out. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
I know. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Also, dang it! I didn't put
that was sarcasm, by the way, guys.
I didn't put my fart sound in my meme time with Steven. So, anyways, we'll go to the next one. This one's pretty good too. Okay, so you, why don't you take that one, Rational? Why I get my
body, sound. My choice. Mandatory vaccinations.
You know what is funny about that too is simply the fact that it's so true. Because they want to say that you're forced to have your vaccinations, but you can't. You're not allowed to make the choice on. You know what I'm saying. It's. Yeah. We can make the choice on our bodies. Oh, my fart's not working on this one. Dang it! That'd have been great. I'll have to fix that later. I won't mess with that anymore. Okay. Anyways, moving on. I noticed the press is saying how many males and females are getting the virus. It's amazing how all the other 57 genders aren't getting it. Oh, man. This is where the crazy intersectional, postmodern, cultural Marxist ideology comes to play. When we're in situations that are life and death or, just serious situations like this, all of a sudden it becomes very apparent that... you know what? The science is science, and your make-believe world doesn't actually exist. Doesn't actually exist. Yes,
well, there is that, and there's also the fact that there's no feminists on the Titanic either.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't matter how butch the chick is, doesn't matter how man-hating she is. As soon as that ship starts sinking, she's going to be running over the lifeboats and doing, the Bill Burr thing. I'm a girl, twirling her little short cropped hair. That is just the reality of it.
Yes,
it is funny watching a lot of the feminists are kind of bemoaning the fact that the soy boys that they've sort of surrounded themselves with are unlikely to survive if this thing does go apocalyptic. I kind of find that funny. There's been a few that have written articles about that, and a few of them are questioning their choices. Like about not having kids, and and maybe they sort of missed out on the value of life or the point of life. That they've been all about accumulating possessions and power and. It's pretty cold comfort when you're laying on a bed on your own, dying of coronavirus, that you're surrounded by some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The important things aren't things, the people.
Oh, Operation Enduring Clusterfuck, COVID-19.
Sorry, Cindy.
Yeah, sorry, Cindy. You're not here anymore, though, Cindy, because you got C-section is the other way of giving birth to babies. True, Tin Fan, it is. All right, last one. You probably don't know this one, do you? Because you don't have Netflix. Do you have Netflix?
No, mate.
Okay. So I better read this one. You're not going to understand this one. So this one is the chick in the background here, right there. She is, what's her name? Anyways, there's a new Netflix show called the Lion King or Tiger King or something like that. And it's basically this documentary on this guy who had this private zoo with lions and all that. And this chick in the back was doing she was freeing lions and putting them in a reserve or preserve for them, and getting these zoos in the South shut down who had these lions and these guys who own these lions. Anyways, long story short, it's just crazy, twisted train wreck of a documentary. Absolute the white trashness of the white trash, hilarity of reality that is happening down in Florida and down south, and Midwest and down south. And this chick in the back, she had a death threat or hired someone tried to get her hired to get her kid. Anyways, she killed her husband though. It seems like in the documentary she actually killed her husband too. So anyways, it says admit to killing your husband or draw 25. So that one is kind of funny because it's sort of true. So that's why that's funny. Yeah, and on that note, okay. So that was all I had for my meme time. So hey, let's take a quick break here. For all of you guys that are in here, maybe that you do or you don't know Rational Wrong Think, the guy I'm talking to, he has a channel that I'd love you guys to go over and sub to. He also does parodies. Like he said, he hasn't been able to during the lockdown COVID 2020, but because he has people in his house. But anyways, he does some really great parodies, and we're going to take this quick 60-second timeout, and then we're going to come back and get after talking about a couple things here, and then we'll also take a few calls. So stick around, and we'll be right back.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
What is uni again?
Too much to dream, my legs will wobbly. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. When I saw the board, you round the covers.
Oh! There is a Twinkie down there, people. There's a Twinkie down there. Oh! That's a penis. Oh man, I used to laugh at that theory, but I think this is.
Jeffrey Epstein and Ukraine, Hillary is not insane. I'm P8 and the sex tape with Michael and Barry O. You McCarthy, progressivism, propaganda, television, North Korea, Kim Jong sisters, Marilyn Monroe. We're calling out the liars. Your spin keeps on turning up. It's time we burn it down. We're calling out the liars. Though you try to silence, 'cause you threaten violence.
Oh, that is Rational Wrong Think, everybody. Guys need to go over and check his channel out, Rational Wrong Think. So, Rational, this whole military is preparing for worst case contagion scenarios. Have you seen any of the military or what's happening in Australia with some of this stuff?
Well, as yet, we don't have the military involved, but we have been told that it could get to that. I think they've had a little bit to do in a couple of isolated cases, but they haven't actually been rolled out or anything. But we don't really have much of a military anyway. But the possibility is there for that. There have been sort of mutterings in the background that we could end up with something akin to martial law, mandatory lockdowns, not being able to leave your house pretty much under any circumstances. To me, that goes beyond hovering on the edges of overkill into outright overkill. I would be extremely, extremely angry if that was done, and I would want a full justification, or I would want full accountability if we go down that path, because I don't accept it. I believe that freedom is something that needs to be protected, and it needs to be fought for. And if we go down that path and we're losing our freedom, I want to know why. I want it spelled out to me explicitly why. If this is a chemical weapon, I want to know that that's why we're being put in lockdown. But the martial law and the lockdown, with what we have been told, with the narrative that's been given to us about this virus, I would be extremely unhappy, and I would not be accepting it, and I would certainly be looking at options.
Yeah.
Not saying that I would be engaging in acts of violence or anything like that, but I would certainly be considering my options. I would not want to be in that situation.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that what we are seeing here, though, is them just locking us down for as long as they have, just getting us cut. Because like Texas just said, these models aren't lining up, right? That we're going to have 100 or 200,000 deaths, not lining up. There's Robert was talking about how Italy isn't really properly presenting their numbers. Like last year, he covered how they had 2,100 deaths from the flu last year. This year, they're only reporting 100 numbers from the flu. There's only been 100 people that have died from the flu, but they're, so it's just basically they're taking people that normally would have died from the flu and attributing them to the coronavirus. So I don't, like, I still am under the whole thing of, like, I don't know exactly this I do believe it's a bioweapon. So, but like Pompey let it slip that it was we were in a live exercise, or, this is a live exercise. Even one of these pressers, he said that. And in passing, and it almost is like, man, is this just a round number one? Are they softening up? I don't know enough about it to be 100% taking care of my family and being safe to really go full in, balls deep on saying, oh, this is just a hoax. I mean, complete hoax on the virus. I definitely think the virus is real, but I also definitely believe that they're using it, obviously. They're using it to, to pull off what they want to pull off. And I think
the guy that's caught it, look, as I said last week, I've got a mate who one of his workmates has got a bleeding ass from the coronavirus. So I'd assume that guy would be saying that the virus is fairly real.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that there's something there, but as we said, we're being lied to. It's just who's lying to us and why.
Yeah, exactly. This one here, this came out of Zero Hedge. This kind of goes with what we were talking about earlier. It says the military preparing for worst case contagion scenarios, but it's a secret. U.S. military is preparing for worst-case scenarios with respect to potential spread of the COVID-19 virus. U.S. Air Force General Todd D. Walters told reporters on Friday. But just what those scenarios are is a military secret. At a time when the president and his advisors hold daily press conferences where worst-case scenarios for civilians are frankly alarmingly discussed, the Pentagon is moving to tighten what information it shares about COVID-19's impact on the military. The Department of Defense has been providing running totals of military-related COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and mortality with separate figures for service members, their families, and civilian contractors. For example, as of Monday, the Pentagon reported 1,087 cases, of which 569 involved troops. These figures were higher by 2/3 than they had been on Friday, but the demand of epidemiological, that's the word I was trying to say, accuracy are beginning to clash with the imperatives of operational secrecy. I'm not going to get into a habit of where we start providing numbers across all the commands and we can come to 0.67 weeks, or we come to a 0.67 weeks from now where we have some concern in all of our locations and reveal information that could put our people at risk, Secretary of Defense Mark Esper told Reuters. No one wants to give bad actors the idea that the American troop strength is weakened on any particular front. If not necessarily weakening forces, the virus is already causing complications. The commanding general of the U.S. Army in Europe, Christopher Cavoli, has spent most of March in self-isolation after coming into contact with someone infected with the Wuhan China virus. Lieutenant General Cavoli is just one of the many officers who have taken to the internet to communicate with their troops via video. I'm just going to read some of the bullet points. If at some point in the future a command believes that the coronavirus could affect the readiness of our strategic deterrence or strategic response forces, we would understandably protect that information. Well, yeah, duh. It would be tamping down on the release of unit region installation details. It just kind of, part of me, the reason I just wanted to touch that, I'm not going to read it word for word here. Let me see if there are. Soldiers can normally expect that their medical information and that of their families will be handled according to the HIPAA principles, but not in the age of COVID-19. A soldier's wife who has been tested for the virus. See, right there again, there's another little small hit at our liberties and our privacy, right? Where you're normally, it's protected, which I guess I could argue that I could understand maybe in a scenario where you need to know who's infected in your family. That should be a little more public. But as I was touching on earlier, I really feel like all this preparation, the military guys going in, the generals going deep into the bunkers, all the CEOs stepping down, all the elitists going into their bunkers, Trump calling up the military reservists. There was another something else too on that. Really, and today he said he's putting way more military out into the air, out into the streets and the cities. And it's all under the cover. It's all under the cover to help with the virus, right, and building hospitals and doing tests and so on and so forth. It's all camouflaged in that. But I kind of am feeling like this was a release from China. This is a bioweapon, and they have plans for us. And I also believe, though, that I don't know if it's China or if it's just going to be blamed on China or if it's a combination of both, because we know deep state people are in bed with China, even our own Americans. Like there was that story that came out a few days ago about how they caught the SARS and MERS virus being smuggled in through Louisiana. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about some Chinese guy who was caught with carrying around some virus, potentially biological weapon. But I didn't sort of look into it.
Yeah.
I've been doing so many different things. I've been looking at so many different things. So.
Yeah. Drone Tech just said he plugged me. See if he's coming in here. But it makes me just wonder again. It's. I'm curious to know kind of what the story is going to be and where we're headed with all this.
Yeah, something that I've sort of been just pondering a little bit, just briefly recently, is imagine if this had happened and the steps that are being taken now were being taken, but Hillary Clinton was president. Do you reckon that a lot of the patriots in the US would already be out on the streets with guns in hand? Or do you think that they would be taking it in quite the same way as they are with Donald Trump doing it?
Well, they'd be losing their shit more than they are now. There is more of a trust right now because it's Donald Trump. So there is definitely a little bit more of that trust, if you will, for sure.
Yeah. But the next question is, how long is that trust going to remain? Yeah. That's the thing, I mean, from where I am on the outside, it's very difficult to tell. Obviously, I'm not in the United States, but I kind of get the sense that there's just more and more explosive material being pushed into that tiny little space. And if it does explode, the explosion is just going to be enormous because this is just building. That's how it seems.
Yeah. No, and I'm with Lacey Peasy. She just said, she goes, there's so much going on. I don't know what the F's going on at this point. That's how I am. Like right now, I've been reading so many articles back and forth. Natural News is he's been pushing, Mike Adams has been pushing how terrible this virus is, and it's very bad, and people don't understand. He's a prepper. He's a conspiracy theorist guy, whatever. But he's been pushing that whole narrative hardcore. And then like I think Zero Hedge is pretty balanced on both sides. Of kind of they look at the conspiratorial sides, and then they're also looking at, is it as bad as they're saying it is? But I've taken so much information, and I don't know. I'm erring on the side of caution. I'm grudgingly doing this right now, and there's nothing I can at this point do about it. But the truth is going to come out eventually. I mean, eventually they can only lie if it is a complete lie, they can only hold that lie down for so long. I've said this from the beginning. You give it a few weeks to a month or so, and you can only hold this lie down for so long. But the problem is, when you do that, a month being locked down and everything shutting down or longer, we're never getting our economy back after that happens. You kidding me? That's not coming back. That you can't, or it's going to take many years for it to come back. But how can you use this though? How could they think that this would be a legitimate way to pop the bubble on the economy and blame it on Trump? And say, see, the stock market's crashed. The jobless, it's out of control. I mean, it's all Trump's. Well, it is, but it's not Trump's fault. He was the one who wanted to get us back sooner. It almost works in his favor in some ways because he wanted, and he was told by everybody, no, we can't. So he is listening to his advisors, is taking it slowing his roll, and and trying to listen to it. So with his advisors who are left, who really, see, that's part of the other thing is, even as I say it, why does he have leftist advisors around him? But, like Dr. Birx and Fauci, man, they were all hardcore, World Health Organization, Obama holdovers, friends in the deep Democrat pockets. So why are they the ones? Again, you have to question that. Okay, so why is he using them to inform him? And then you got
to some degree, it's probably a pragmatic thing because he wouldn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah.
So he can only work with the people that are sort of there, that are in that establishment thing. So you can kind of let him off a little bit on some of that.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's something that's a little insane to me right now. All right, let me open up the phone lines here. I'll put the phone number in here for people who want to give a call in. Probably going to go for another 15, 20 minutes, and then we're going to call it.
So
other
just while
guys-
you're setting that up, did you hear the story about how the lady who drank the fish tank cleaner and
Yeah,
her and her
right.
husband, and the husband died, and the media were making it out like she was a Trump supporter. She's actually a Hillary supporting Trump hater. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I know. Trump is
Yeah,
now setting up a new task force to restart the economy. Well, I hope so, Heart of Texas. I just don't know how he does that after we pump $6 trillion into it. How does that not cause complete and total way crazy hyperinflation? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an economist. I mean, but I just know that quantitative easing and pumping money into our printing money out of thin air, I don't know how that, I don't know. I have a trouble
Well,
understanding how that doesn't turn really sour and bad for everybody involved.
to some degree, I think the value of the money is just based on people's perception of what that piece of paper's worth.
Yeah.
Because there's no longer a gold standard. So, the money is only given the value that people give it.
All right, we got a
If that
call
makes
coming
sense.
in here. All right, let me answer this. Hi, this is SJG Perspective. Who am I speaking with?
Heart of Texas.
Heart of Texas. How you doing, man? Glad
Pretty
you
good.
Glad you called in. Hey, real quick before you start going, Heart of Texas. Hey, Rational, can you hear him or no?
Yeah, mate.
You can. Okay, good.
Yep.
Good. Perfect.
I'm doing good.
Good, man. So what's on your mind? Might want to turn that down in the background.
Okay. Well, you was talking about the economy. Well,
Yeah.
okay, I turned it down.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, yeah. With all this borrowing from the central bank, the Fed, Trump now has merged the Fed with the Treasury. So now all the debt is on the Fed. So now, after all this stuff is over, you will see the destruction of the central banks all over the world, because the United States isn't the only one that's doing this. It's happening all around the world.
Mm-hmm. So
all of our debt will be erased. Have you ever heard of NESGARA, GESARA? It's a law.
Gasara or Nasara and Gasara?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that. I don't fully understand it. What is it? Explain it to me.
Well, what it is the whole World Bank, with the people that run it, all their money is going to be turned over to the world, something like $920 trillion. So pretty much the whole world will be back with all their money again, because since Napoleon, these people have been stealing our money for how long is that? 300 and some years. So their crimes against humanity, they're all going to get arrested. This stuff will all go back to the people.
So how did they take the money away from all these people? And
it's all electronic. It's all electronic.
Okay. So, but you're saying Trump is going to take all this money, the Fed is going to be able to take everybody's wealth in the world? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yes, pretty much. That's how it's going to work. Now, ever since World War II, since FDR took away the gold standard and all that, okay, we're going to go back on the gold standard.
Yeah, no, I've heard.
We're not going to be able to deficit spend anymore. Okay. All that money that Congress spends has got to be spent without going over a certain percentage. Not like they're doing now, where they just keep printing the money, because it's now got to be backed by gold and silver and all the precious metals, and they'll probably even throw in certain other commodities in there to fluff it up a little bit. All right.
So let me ask you a question on that. Let me ask you a question, because I don't really know a lot about that. So I'm just throwing out some questions here. So, like, let's say Putin's money, right? Because some people speculate he's one of the richest men in the world. It's just all off the books and whatnot. So the Fed's going to take Putin's money away, or China Z's?
No. It's Russia's a sovereign country. Okay. Putin Putin has already gotten rid of the central bank in his country. Okay, that's why you know, the Democrats have been after Russia, and now Saudi Arabia and Russia are fighting over the oil, producing the oil. Okay, you heard about that,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So now the oil prices has dropped,
Right.
which does help, you know, certain people. But right now that's tied into the dollar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once the dollar becomes weak,
Well,
then
the
that
dollar
might
now, the dollar now, ever since the 70s when Nixon took us off the gold standard, and he put us onto the petrodollar, our dollars only carried weight because, you know, we had the deal with Saudi Arabia to sell all the oil in Saudi Arabia with the the American dollar, and that's what's given us our power and our supremacy from now, or from then till now. So I guess I'm curious, what money is coming back through the Fed, and who you don't think that money tentacles out to the rulers Xi in China and Putin and all this other. They don't have, because I mean globally you'd think they'd have some money in other places too. So I mean, I guess I don't understand how all that works.
Okay, you notice on the Forbes magazine when they post all the billionaires and stuff.
Yeah.
But who don't you see on there? You don't see the Rothschild and all the bankers. Okay, they're not put on there. Okay, they've got trillions and trillions, and it's just unbelievable how much money these people have.
Right.
Okay, and they're the ones that are controlling everything that happens in all the wars. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's what started all the wars in our history.
Right. They bet against both sides, so they come out winning no matter what.
That's right. They're making money hand over fist.
Right.
So, you know, once everybody realizes that, you know, like I say, Trump is going to, and 22 other countries too. They're all involved in this stuff. This raid that's happening right now down in Central America.
So what's happening down there?
Alone.
What do you mean? What raid? You mean? Are we talking about Venezuela?
Yeah, well, we're talking about all the drug cartels.
I've heard about that.
Venezuela.
I've heard about there's bombing going on, or we're raiding, but I can't find any of that online anywhere. Where would I find that?
There really isn't anything online because there's pretty much a total news blackout.
Okay.
Okay. And you're not going to find anything on until it's over.
Well, then how do you know about it? Heart of Texas.
Well, Trump told me the other day what they were doing.
Trump
Okay?
did?
Yeah, he did. He said that he had the national security agency guy there, and he had the generals there, and he said that they're doing a raid on all the cartels, and they sent a task force down there from both sides, from the west and the east, and he also said 22 countries besides the U.S. were involved.
Right.
And he didn't name the 22 countries. But it's pretty much Trump's got his other countries behind him in doing this. So, I hope I'm right.
I hope you're right too. And I'm not I got to be honest with you, Texas, and I really appreciate your call, and I appreciate you following the channel. I am not 100% with the Q thing, but I'm also not, I don't want to completely mock it or make fun of it, because I also believe that we never went to the moon, and a lot of people make fun of me on that. And I also believe that 9/11 was a complete inside job, and a lot of people make fun of me on that. So, I mean, I believe that there's conspiracy theories. I believe they exist. I think we see that more now than ever with with our ability to, with our ability to have knowledge and find stuff out. I just can't totally get behind the Q. So how does a Q person explain this? I have a question for you. So did Trump or did Q, orchestrate this virus to let it out on the world so that they could do all of what they're going to do?
No, Trump just used that against him. Okay. You know how they say, don't let a crisis go to waste?
Right.
Well, Trump just turned it around on him, okay?
Okay.
What did Trump say 2-3 weeks ago about chloroquine? All right?
Right.
And everybody doubted him. now it's true. It's working. Okay. Once you have the cure, the crisis is over.
Yeah.
Okay. Why isn't New Jersey and New York giving these people chloroquine? Because they got a study going on in New York, and the governor says no, we're not giving it out until that study's done.
Right.
Meanwhile, thousands of people are dying every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why are they doing that when they know there's a cure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain
I think
all
a higher
that,
body count helps Democrats, doesn't it?
It's beyond me, and all he's doing is calling for more ventilators.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Hey,
those ships that are,
Heart attacks.
those,
Can you hear
Yeah.
hear Rational? Rational. Can you talk? I don't know if he can hear you.
Yeah, Texas, how you going, mate?
I only hear you.
You let him talk one more time. Maybe you were talking. Go ahead, Rational.
Yeah, can you hear me now, mate? I'll take that as a
No,
no.
I can't hear him.
Okay, you can't hear him. Okay. What was your
What
question?
is he asking?
What was your question, Rational? I'll relay it to him.
I said, well, it wasn't really a question. It was just an observation that a higher body count helps the Democrats too. That's another reason I think why, the Democratic governors would be happy for people to die.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit cynical. I know that's pretty dark.
Right.
But,
He
I suspect
basically
there's
was
some truth
making
in
a
that too.
comment. He was just basically making a comment that the higher body count makes the Democrats happy, and I mean, it's kind of dark, but and I think that's also why they don't want to test. They don't want to have as much testing, because if you realize more people have it, then it waters down your numbers of how many people, the percentage of people that are dying
well,
from it too.
You see, in the beginning, you've seen all the Democrats came out wanted more testing. Okay, they wanted to test right now at the beginning. Well, all those tests that were in the beginning, it was all from data from China and all that. And you see, half the tests they sent over to Europe didn't even work. Okay, they were showing false positives and false negatives, and Trump didn't want that.
Yeah.
Okay, he knew if he started testing too early that it would just skew all the numbers. So he waited for our own tests to be made. Okay.
Yeah.
And now the testing, they've tested more in America than they have the whole world has.
Yeah. Right.
That's why we lead right now in cases.
Yeah. Well, hey, Hart,
Okay.
I appreciate the call in. I appreciate you watching. I'm gonna jump off so somebody else can give a call in here. But, we differ a little bit on that, but I'm open to being wrong, and I really want to be wrong. And in fact, I'm gonna wear underwear on my head, dirty underwear on my head. If I am wrong, and I'm gonna get a Q tattooed on my ass. So.
Well, make sure you put some eye holes in it.
Okay, I will. Heartland, thanks for hanging out, man, and thanks for sticking around.
All right. Yeah, and I watch you, and I'm a retired disabled vet, and I watch everything. So
yeah,
I watch. I have so many subscribed programs, so that's why I'm well informed.
Yeah, you are. So I appreciate it, man, and thanks for being a part. And we'll talk to you again. Make sure you call in again, okay?
Okay, I sure will.
Thanks, Hart. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
So see, that's how we do it here on the right. We can have disagreements. We can have a difference of opinion, but I'm open to listen. I'm open to listen to what other people are thinking or maybe have to say. Okay, lines are open. Does somebody else want to give a call? I'll put the number back up in there if somebody else wants to give a call in. You guys can give us a call and give us your thoughts on either, my premiere, what we did, anything. It's open line Saturday, as Rush would say. Of course, he'd say Friday, but it's open lines. Candace has been blowing up Twitter lately, calling out governors who are blowing up the numbers in order to get more Fed support. Yeah. I like Candace Owen. I think that would be rad if Candace Owen won.
Yeah, I like
She's
it.
good looking. She is smart. She's got the whole.
Took me a while to come around to accepting her on our side because of that whole doxing website that she created. But I think she's redeemed herself now.
She had a doxing website? I didn't know about this.
Yeah, social autopsy.
What was it?
Social autopsy.
Social what?
Autopsy.
Sorry. Just having some fun with you. Just having some fun. I gave you the old knockout punch on that. Anyway, Anybody else want to call in and give us your thoughts here? Anybody else? And why we're doing this, I'm going to open up D Live so I don't get yelled at again and forget to release the chest, so to speak, release the Kraken. So I'm going to do that right now.
Release the hounds.
Release the hounds. Anyway, so to speak, release the Kraken. Okay, let me see here. So, oh wow, I've been getting some donations. I got something. I got some money to put in there now because I was getting low. So, people have been donating. I'm gonna submit.
I get a 50% cut, man.
I'm gonna. You should have been chatting over there. How much am I gonna put in here? So I put 50 in there. I like giving back, so I think I'm gonna. I don't know how many I'm allowed to put in there. I'm gonna put 100, and I'm gonna give it all back right now. Not all back, but I'm gonna be like, I got $4 in my balance, by the way, everybody.
Woo,
just so you're aware.
we're rich.
I'm gonna put $2 in there. And it's funny. I put money in and people giving money back. Some people. Ken Nicely, I love you, man. Ken is the bomb, dude. Ken is the bomb. Ken. I was really bummed. This is going out to Ken right now for a second. I was bummed. I didn't even know. I've been so busy with all this. I didn't even know about the competition and about the building of the supercomputer or whatever. And American Joe won it. That is pretty rad, man. That you're doing that. I think that's you, right, Ken? That did that. That you built the. I'm gonna wait for him to respond here. You built that computer to. I will pay you. Maybe I need to talk to you offline, dude. You can maybe tell me what it would cost because I would like to maybe get away from my laptop, and put like a really nice system like just right here. It's nice taking the laptop because I can make changes to some things, but I would really like to have a nice system that doesn't glitch down. So maybe I can.
I can send you a link to his Discord. I can invite you to his
no,
Discord.
I think I'm in his Discord.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yep.
Yeah, I got a laptop. He's laughing at me. Screw you, Ken. He's laughing it up right now. Okay, so let me see here. So we got some money in there. I'm gonna put 50 more in there, just because it's fun to give a little more money. All right. Okay, so let's go here with you guys ready to get distributed here? We ready to distribute the rewards? Here we go. All right, I am distributing right now. 30 seconds. We're going to distribute. We're going to find out who won the most for chatting over there. So for all of you people on YouTube, 9 of you that are still there, you guys should really follow me on D Live because we can give back to you. You can actually get some money given to you, little bits. It's not tons, but as we grow and we're able to get more, I'm gonna put more in there and give it back. It's fun to give back. And Gunnar Grana said it's so we got Freebird 91, Ken Nicely 53, Crypto Sky 38, Hard Drive USA 30, and Lisi PC 26. Yes, I love giving back, man. That's so much fun to be able to do that and just to give back to the crowd that gave to me. So that's awesome. I like doing that, man. That's fun. So yeah, you guys got some nice little pennies I was throwing back at you. Anyways, Rational, what do you have? You have anything else on your mind that you want to share with these fine people on our stream right now?
I'm sort of wondering how China should pay for what they have done. That's the one thing that I'm kind of thinking about. Yeah. Like, I would like to see them ostracized from the global community for a little while until they, join the rest of us in the 21st century. I've been having a little bit of a look at China's dietary practices, and like you can find there's plenty of stuff on YouTube that shows how they go about the process of preparing dog to get eaten. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the stuff of the dogs that have been scun alive that are still alive and stuff like that. Look, I'm not an animal rights activist or anything like that, but if your culture is vile and psychotic, maybe it's best that you just don't have much to do with us and until you come into the real world. If they're going to push the narrative that this disease came from their despicable food handling practices, then maybe the world needs to say, okay, well, fine. Well, this isn't the first one. In fact, this is the third, maybe the fourth time that this has happened in the last 150 years. Maybe it's time that we say to the Chinese, you don't leave your borders until you clean up your act. I don't believe them with what they're saying, because I still believe this is a bioweapon.
Yeah.
But
right.
They need to be held to account. Obviously the WHO is going to lie for them. The UN's going to lie for them. Trump isn't, so that's good. BJ in Britain isn't.
Yeah.
So there are people out there that are saying, China are responsible for this, right? Well, that's all fine, but now there has to be another step that's taken, because one thing I think that we're finding out, I was talking about earlier, a lot of us are now finding out that's a really bad idea to give a country that considers you an enemy a lot of control over a massive range of areas in your economy, like, for example, the chemicals that are used to produce medicines in the US and in Australia.
Yeah. Right.
Not such a good idea, because they can then blackmail you. So I think that the whole world needs to come together and sit down and say, okay, China needs to be held accountable for this. They lied, people died.
Yeah.
We need to do something to stop that from happening again.
I agree with you. Look who just joined the party. Say hello.
Drone.
Drone, turn your microphone on. Drone Tech, microphone. Drone Tech. Somebody tell me here. Let me tell them in the chat. Drone Tech, microphone.
I'm in. I can hear you now.
There you go. I hear you now. We hear you now. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, what's up? Good. How you doing?
Good, dude. How was your time over on Trigger Warning?
That was fun, actually. That was a real fun stream. You definitely, they definitely want you on there, and yeah, it's a good group, fun group, and it's a lot different because it's mostly British dudes. So
yeah, right.
It's a little bit different feeling,
Yeah.
Politically.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. Well, hey, we were about ready actually to probably wind down here in a second. I've been streaming for an hour and 15, but yeah, it's we talked a little bit about just the craziness of everything going on, and a lot of us were, how we all are just like, we don't even know anymore what's going on. I have my fears that
scary.
It is scary. I have my fears that this is going to turn into a hot war, man. But I don't know. I guess it's
definitely possible. I mean, I think the thing that scares me the most right now, I mean, the virus scares me in a way just because I can see the potential of it and going, out of control. But mostly I'm scared of just how people are acting. I see a lot of craziness already just in my own neighborhood, and
really
crime and, crime maybe skyrocketing, and just lawlessness and chaos in general.
Yeah.
I was just on Trigger Warning, and I was telling them, I hope we're not kind of at the beginning of Dawn of the Dead where everything's starting to break down, or more like when they get to the mall and it's like at first everything's fun, and they're going around getting stuff and drinking and having fun, and then everything just starts to degrade after that because they're hauled up in this mall.
Yeah.
I hope that's not where we're headed.
I know.
Really hope not. That's scary. That's a scary thought.
I know.
It is looking a bit that way though, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. No, it does. It's like, it's not going to take long for stuff to start breaking down. When society starts to break down, it breaks down in a hurry. It doesn't take long to break down.
48 hours and it'll be done, I reckon. If it's going to go, it's going to implode.
Yeah.
It's going to be quick.
It's going to start when food supplies are interrupted. When the food chain is interrupted, if that happens, you can expect, like, people can't get their food. The welfare checks aren't coming through. You can expect at that point it's 72 hours and there's going to be some mass chaos going on. Luckily, I'm not in an urban area, a real urban area, and I live in the suburbs, and I have a good neighborhood around me, and I don't live, like, I have a little bit of land. We have almost 2 acres on our land here, and so we have a little bit of land, and I have guns, so I think I'll be safe for a while. But if it continues to go on for a long time, that's where you get people that are coming in from the cities. They'll start moving out to the suburbs, and that's when you can start having some. And I mean, obviously, in a Walking Dead scenario, if it goes on long enough, then and society completely breaks down, or we're hit with an EMP, or the power goes out, or some nuclear attack, God forbid, or whatever happens, then you don't have law enforcement coming. Then it's Mad Max. It's going to turn into a Mad Max land. Part of me,
it can happen fast, I think.
I know, and I don't know if it's weird that part of me is kind of like, I'm like part of me, in theory, and it's probably just because I'm living in a Hollywood mentality, is excited for that a little bit. Like I kind of want that, but I know I don't really want that. I don't want to not have food or have a terrible, air or nuclear winter. I mean, nothing like that. But part of me is just kind of ready for everything to reset and start to F over.
Yeah. I would have been like that when I was younger, and I was, but now that I have these young kids,
right.
My entire outlook on that's changed, and I just more than anything, I'm scared for them, and I hope that if stuff does break down, that I can protect them, and that's what's on my mind more than anything.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is Drone distorting pretty badly?
Yeah, he's cracking a his microphone is crackling a little bit.
Hey, Drone, check your Discord, mate. I just sent you a PM there.
A PM, not a menstrual cycle either. PM that.
Not PMS.
Not PMS.
That's okay. I don't mind, man. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, that is a little better.
Yeah, it's that mixer, and that's okay. My name's Sean.
Yeah.
No, I think everybody knows my name at this point.
Yeah. This is Drone Tech, by the way. Yes, Drone Tech, by the way. Hey, did you watch? Oh yeah, you did watch the promo, huh? We have more people in here. Do you guys want to run the? Do you guys want me to run that? The. I just don't want to bug people with it, but.
Your new parody?
My new parody. I did run it once.
Yeah, it's great. I thought it was hilarious. I liked it.
Do you guys want to see it again?
Yeah.
No. All right. We'll run it again.
It cracked me up. I thought it was hilarious.
Just seeing you with hair is funny.
I know, right? 2 cases of the virus in my area, 1 died, and the other one fighting for his life. Yeah, Ken just said. Kid mounts back and forth. That kid, man. All right, so here we go. So we're going to play it one more time, and then shortly after that, I know Drone just jumped on, but I got to go and make dinner for the family, and I know if I stay too long, the wife is going to be like, she'll call. But anyways, I love you, babe, if you're listening.
Don't you mean she's your husband, mate? That's what it sounds like.
You know what, dude? At least I get to leave my house, man.
I gotta say, it's really good to see Rational Wrong Think again on the stream.
I know.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Mate. Why
haven't we got him on the Patriot panel? I don't know why he's not on.
I don't know. Yeah. Totally, you should be there.
Yeah,
you got a lot to say, and you're a smart dude.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let me play this real quick.
I love the shirt. Oh God.
Well, you can tell by the way that I wear my mask, I'm a one man, no time for cops. You and me might disagree on the coronavirus reality, but you be safe when you sneeze. Point that sneeze into your sleeve. Let's not shake hands or elbow bump. We'll do it just like Donald Trump. COVID-19 coronavirus, don't get me, I'm staying alive, staying alive. COVID-19 coronavirus, don't get me, I'm staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 oh, I'm staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 oh, I'm staying alive.
Oh, that's great. I thought it should be longer. It seems like it stops too soon.
I know. I just didn't. It takes so much time that I was like wanting to.
Yeah, totally. I understand.
And I did not know Crowder did this one. Crowder did this one 2 weeks ago, and I was so pissed. Today I found that out. But I was already too deep in it to stop, you know?
Oh, yeah, man. It's fine. It's good still. I'm sure everybody did this.
And the green screen didn't work out as good, but I wasn't going to redo it either.
Is that you, Rona? Everybody was kung fu fighting, 'cause that virus is fast as lightning.
I'm glad you're doing the parodies.
In fact, it is a little bit frightening.
I got another one I'll tell you about here in a second.
We're fine with perfect timing. Was it from a funky wet market, from a funky Chinatown, where they were chopping up civets, bats and dogs getting chopped down? Or from a secret Chinese lab, nasty viruses on slabs? From an accidental slip, now the world's on a sinking ship. Everybody was kung flu fighting, 'cause that virus is fast fine with perfect timing. Everybody was kung fu fighting. 'Cause that virus is fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. We're fine with perfect timing. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm such a dork, and I'm okay with it.
Do you have a bunch of wigs?
Yes, I have. It's so funny. I have a ton of old. Halloween stuff. I have this tub of it. So like, I'm like, dude, I have so many golden parodies, outfits in here, and I want to start doing fake parody commercials too that I use as my, my breaks in between, kind of that I did before. That, yeah. So, I think what I did today, I'm trying to get a good format down that I can consistently do, and I think I want to start doing a premiere kind of before live streams where I do 3 or 4 segments, of a story that I can kind of record a few times and get it to flow so I'm not hemming and hawing or, getting caught up with the chat. I thought I kept like 20, 25 people in there the whole time. So I thought it was pretty, it was pretty good, way to do it. Did you guys watch it? Or I know you watched it beforehand, but what do you think of that thought?
Yeah. Are we live right now? Are we still live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I just got into the stream. As soon as I got done with that, I ran upstairs, got a beer, came down here, and got in the stream. So I didn't really see what you're doing before, but I as far as your parodies go and the way you're doing them,
yeah,
I think it's great. I think you should do. The only thing I would add is I think you should do more like skit stuff. See, like if you can make little skits to add into the video.
That's what
which I'm sure you can do. I'm sure you can do that. Like.
Yeah.
Just like little simple things, just little things
into the premiere video, right? Into the one that I'm
premiering.
Yeah. That's exactly.
That one, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That I thought you were talking about the parody video. Okay, yeah, your actual premiere video. Yes. Yeah. Really like the format and everything. It looked good, and I really like what you're doing with it. You should keep doing it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea doing that little premiere beforehand, because, especially for those of us who are going to be coming onto your stream, because we can actually get together while that thing's on, and we can be having a talk in the background. Didn't work today because I got thrown out by the time, because our times have changed here. So, I thought we had an extra hour, so I didn't get to watch much of it today. But in general, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
for sure. The long format too. A lot of people, it's funny, you have people that really, if you look at your SEO data, typically what you're going to find is that people have short attention spans and they only watch like quick videos. But there's tons of people out there that actually do want to watch like the longer format.
Yeah.
And I think the way you did that was perfect.
Yeah.
And I haven't messed with the Premiere function myself yet.
Yeah, it's really cool because I do like it where I can make it, because live streams are fun, but they get off track, or you flub on this or whatever. The nice thing about the premieres, and I do actually, my idea for the premieres is to have 3 segments in there of a news thing, but then have a few breaks in between there. And like you were saying, like some skits and some, maybe when I do a parody, I'll show the parody in there for the first time before I release it. And so it gets people in knowing, okay, hey, SJG today is going to release his premiere and then we're going to go live. That's kind of what I'm thinking I want to try to do for a format going forward. So we'll see how it goes.
I think it works good.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I think I'm gonna go in because I want to get in there and make dinner. But I appreciate so much all of you guys' support, with the channel, and you guys are just great subs. I really do love. Hey, you know what? I don't know. Am I allowed to do that again on D Live? Can I give it out again? I thought there was like something they said you're not supposed to. Jeez, man, you guys just keep giving money back to me here.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. They just keep giving money.
Your D Live? How's your D Live doing right now?
It's good. I mean, I have $6 in there, but that's $6 more than I've ever made on YouTube.
That's awesome, man.
Not
you got a good audience in there.
Not counting Ken, who's blowing me up with money, and I don't. It's like
Ken is awesome.
He's
awesome,
our
very own George Soros.
I don't want him sending me. I'm like, I don't want you sending me any more money right now. I feel like that's like. I know I really appreciate Ken's support for us, man. He's a trooper. I have some, which I know this is funny to give away, but if there's anybody in here who needs a router, maybe if your router has gone bad, I have some nice routers that I would love to send some people. Ken, do you need a router? I don't know. You're a computer guy. Maybe you need a nice router. I've got some pretty decent ones. And I will lovingly and willfully and happily send it to somebody if they need one. You know, I have a few of them sitting around here. So email me at sjgperspective@gmail.com and just put in the tagline router. If you guys need one, then you let me know, and I will gladly hook you guys up. All right, so let's distribute this thing again here, man. Let's get back to the crowd that keeps giving to me. And in 30 seconds, we're going to go live again, and we're going to distribute. And then I'm going to, after that, we're going to all say goodbye, and then I'm going to be done. But yeah, man, it's been so crazy with this whole lockdown and everything. I just don't even know what to think anymore. You know what I mean?
I know. It's weird. It's weird. It's like not. It's almost not real. It's just so strange. The entire situation. Who could have ever guessed that this was going to happen?
Yeah.
It's just like 9/11. Who could have ever guessed I was? Same thing with this. It's like,
hey, let me call this out. Ken Nicely, 109.5. Gunner Grana, 63.3. Lisa PC, 46, and Hard Drive USA, 36.8. You guys are the proud winners of the distribution box. How you doing? All right, sweet. Glad I could do that. So.
Love D Live.
Yes, D Live is so good, man. So good. All right. So, well, hey, I appreciated all you guys' support and hanging out with us tonight. I am going to say goodbye, but before I do, I want Drone Tech to plug his channel and say goodbye too, and then I'm going to have Rational do the same thing. So you can go first, Drone Tech.
Anyway, yeah, if probably most of you know my channel, but if not, I rant about the media constantly. It's almost all media. I was explaining that tonight on Trigger Warning, but yeah, come to my channel if you want to see the media getting roasted for their lies and deception. I think most people see through it these days, but you know, if you're still interested in seeing that, you don't watch the news, you want somebody else to watch it for you, I'm your guy. So come check me out if you're into that.
Awesome. And you, Rational?
Yeah, so I just basically do the odd parody. I do have a brain in my head, as SJG is quite happy to tell everybody.
Yeah,
but
for an Australian,
I generally,
it's
I don't use it. Yeah, thanks, mate. I don't use it because I'm lazy. So I just find it easier to just have a bit of fun and just do parodies and that. Oh, I've got a few that I want to do. I've got a new Joe Biden one that I'd really love to do to whip it, but it's sniff it. Sniff it good.
Yeah,
when the young girl comes along, you must sniff it. I
you know what?
That.
That's so funny because my sister called me up. She's been giving me ideas on parodies and helping. And on Kung Fu Fighting, I got to give her the props. Kim wrote the lyrics on that, my sister. I didn't have time to, but obviously she wrote 90% of the lyrics on that. But
the sniffing one or the sneezing part was great.
That was mine. Yeah, that was all me. But but no, my sister came on and wanted to do wipe it good, and I was like, well, my buddy's only going to do sniff it, but he's like, when you see a virus, you must wipe it into place. And so she was like going with that one. And then she had another one. She called me yesterday and said, you know what we need to do? We need to do you two. Still haven't found what you're looking for, and show somebody like walking around a grocery store going, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for, which I thought would be another.
That's great, dude. That's great too, man.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. I got to do these when I thought of my staying alive a month ago and all these, and I was like, oh, I'll get around to it, and then I got when I think of them, I got to do them and get them out there before other people do. So.
There was just so many, wasn't there? Like the parodies that came out. Every song that I thought about for coronavirus got done.
I know.
Some advice to you, SJG. Don't worry so much about what other people have done already. Just do it.
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's always going to be a million different versions of everything. So don't even worry about that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. People will still watch it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
And you are good, man. Like, not blowing smoke up.
No, I appreciate it. And you are. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt. Because, that'd be weird. But also, you being an Australian is the weirdest part about it, is that you're actually as smart as you are. Because they're not in the DNA of Australia, that isn't the, they weren't the highest, they weren't the cream of the, societal crop typically.
No, I mean, we are the best convict stock that you could get. High quality convicts, mate.
You actually even rival me. I feel jealous of you sometimes with your lyricism and stuff. You're very, very good. So, yes,
cheers, man.
yes.
Got a mutual appreciation fan
Yes,
club going
we
on
do.
here. As I said
Absolutely.
before, Drone was one of the first people that I subbed to back in the day. Like you would have
Really?
been in my
That's-
top.
I
Yeah, you would
forgot.
have been
Yeah,
in the
you did
first
say that.
10 people that I subbed to. So I've been following you since
Yeah.
we're only in the probably maybe 800-900 subs or 1,000 subs or something like that. You were pretty low down. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, I have. I'm getting up there. It's coming around, man. So
Just keep going, man.
yeah,
Just keep
it's
going.
stalled out a little bit, but
Well,
everyone has.
it's probably not your fault.
No. Yeah.
They're
YouTube
taking
doing all that
advantage. They're taking advantage.
Yeah, they
Definitely.
are. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm expecting that phone to ring any time now. My wife, like, where are you at? But I love all of you guys, especially my good friends that I literally can call good friends now. Like we have become people that we talk a lot. We're good friends. So Drone Tech and Rational, I really appreciate you guys and all of you subs out there. And everyone who has been part of this, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Stick with us as we grow, and I love all y'all. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you later. It's SJG Perspective, and we'll talk to you later. I already said that. Without
fear of animals.
That's right. Without fear of animals or fear of animus, it's SJG Perspective. See you later. Bye.
Ciao, guys.